was just a matter of a time that it presented itself for the intruder to be thrown out.
Mzee, wewe watoto wako wamenitusi. Sasa mambo yako sikubali.
Sio wangu.
Sikubali. I'm telling him his kids abuse me every day. I don't want any of his story and I say it on camera. I'm not afraid. Wewe kwako siwezi kubaliana tata nangiri. Mimi ndio mwenye boma nimekataa. I'm saying I'm the owner of this home. I have refused. His kids abuse me, do all these things, and they get money from abroad. I say no. Mura. No. Mzee nimekataa.
Danger presented itself when the children and the revelers who came in to enjoy the iam-Marwa philanthropic program and party or dubbed party or party itself were profiled and had to be done away with. It's something that was really bringing the jitters in this YouTube street. But I want to tell you, it was a justified kind of a move that iam-Marwa decided to do it. Whether it is on camera, behind the camera, we don't care. Remember, it is just yesterday's vlog, I told you that this is the new operandi. iam-Marwa new order and new operation. And a blitz signature that's already been imposed by iam-Marwa that at this moment, iam-Marwa's new order has just begun. And we don't care. Then you still have other intruders who has got nothing so constructive to do, even to their families, intruding into iam-Marwa's personal space and iam-Marwa abroad. And that is a sort of a trespass. Then the likes of Gintu, the likes of JTPodcast comes here with just a mere waxing lyrics that are never making sense. Then it introduces me to the world of timelessness, the world of fantasies that sometimes, is it just because iam-Marwa has to bear with every situation? Must they always do these things to iam-Marwa? As the lazy gang themselves have got a right to trespass to iam-Marwa's personal space, such that when iam-Marwa decides to speak, whether behind the camera or in front of the camera, then iam-Marwa is to bear such kind of blame. The question, therefore, majority of people are asking, who is to blame? Is it the Mugizi's father who went there knowing that there is grudge between these two? Or is it the Mugizis who have left their parents just to be scavenging from one place to another because they have nothing so constructive they can do at home? Their only things that they're left to do is doing the local brew. Family that is being broken into shatters. No wonder the disciplinary action even back at their home, it's so wanting. Lack of moral itself. There's no family values. So guys, in our videos today, we want to deliberate on why Mugizi's father decided to intrude at iam-Marwa's place. And why Mugizi's father had to be chosen, had to be chased out. And whether the actions exhibited by iam-Marwa was justified or not. Vis-a-vis the JT's rant and Mugizi's rant and its Gintu rant that couldn't even save the Mugizi's fathers going forward. So guys, if you're coming across this video for the very first time, kindly click the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, YouTube channel notify you instantly. To my loyal subscriber, may God bless you all blessings. So let's dive in after. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Guys, I hope this video is going to find you and you're doing fine and in good health. So this is my YouTube chit chat and welcome back as we deliberate on these hefty matters that is happening within the Nyamuhanzi. So as the video that I've played, you've just seen it because the danger presented itself at iam-Marwa's place. It was as a sign that the party itself, the naysayers, couldn't believe that it could go on. So if you listen to JT and you listen to Gintu's rant and put them together, you'll come to one particular conclusion that their objective was thwarted and couldn't be met because iam-Marwa sensed it. This is the time when iam-Marwa decided to implement the new order and closes his gate. All the lazy gang would come here and start vexing. So the lazy gang would go far beyond and far below to make sure they confront iam-Marwa. So what was the confrontation herein? Because Gintus were thwarted, Mogesi, all these things were thwarted. So they wanted somebody, maybe somebody who seems to be neutral, to be sent there so that the drama ensues. Because for a matter of fact, and we must agree to each other, the content hasn't been contenting on the other side of the lazy gang. That's why they had to create drama with the Mr. Food things and who is Kukufanta, who is Mr. Nice, who is Goat Matata, because they want something to talk about. They've tried even using Kohera Senior. Things are not contenting. Now, the only thing is, when iam-Marwa decided to come into the village, you could see the likes of the lazy gang were happy. On trending was saying, hey, my Nick is coming back. That for a very long time he hasn't been encashing. So this time round, she must encash. Nairobi teacher also said the same. Carol said the same. So these people are still finding dramas. And now the main objective of Mogesi's father get crashing at iam-Marwa's compound, knowing the consequences that it portends, because he was just merely sent. Is a surrogate being used to paint iam-Marwa a kind of a picture. But they are acting late. They were beaten onto their end games because it is coming at the hour that iam-Marwa has decided that he doesn't care anymore at this moment. Whether you cry or you don't cry at this moment, iam-Marwa doesn't care. And the reason why iam-Marwa doesn't care is a circumstance that iam-Marwa would go beyond to use his resources, time, money, and everything to help the community. Then his hands get beaten. So this is what is making iam-Marwa to shy off. It's not because iam-Marwa doesn't want to help. He said he will help, but just at a distance. But other people must not be welcomed at iam-Marwa gate. Other people must not sit at the table of philanthropic with iam-Marwa to share what? To share none. This should not be having an iota of an airtime with iam-Marwa going forward. I want to tell you, it was good. And for the lazy gang who are ranting that iam-Marwa lack morals, my friend, anytime you abuse my children or my child or my family, most of my child, my parents, any kind of ethical moral, I will remove them and throw them away. I will deal with you scathingly. And I will make sure you're buried deep under waters. Well, I'm doing cases outside here, but you've already been buried deep under seas. And that's how people are so protective when it comes to their parents. Therefore, iam-Marwa was justified. At this moment, no morals. Considers. iam-Marwa has tried to behave so morally upright, extending hands, that the people are abusing the same hands. So at this moment, what do you want iam-Marwa to do? It's the same glitz. I'm telling you, if it were me in my own personal compound, people would be wailing in a particular kind of villages now because I would have brought majority people down by now. You either deal with me, leave my child alone, and you leave my parents alone out of it. You bring your shenanigan to my parents, then you expect me to stay cool. You'll be buried under waters. And I'm not beating the wolf drums. What I'm saying is particular pertinent. It's the same thing that Nairobi teachers at one time said that if you dare make any reaction geared towards the children and the parents, then he will be out alive and he will hunt you down. Me, I won't hunt you down. The same thing is like, I will just make one phone call away and you are dissipated. And your case shall have gone long time ago. And that's how we do it in our village. You get to try it, you're dissipated long time. Because we don't deal with negativity that other people want to bring into your own compound, they encroach on compound, thinking that they have got all exclusive rights to trespass into your compound and they have a say in it. So you want to rule iam-Marwa and create iam-Marwa's new order into iam-Marwa's compound. Who are you?
From abroad, I say no. Mura. No. Mzee nimekataa. Hiyo nangere. Nimekataa. This guy, his friend is Mokami. Your name is?
Mokami Thomas.
Can you tell people what I did to you this week, now that you are
my
here?
My friend, I appreciate very much.
What did I do?
Paid my son's school fees balance.
Last week?
Yeah.
Huyu nimemlipia school fees.
Appreciate. And even the son is
ingia waone hapo nini ka unaweza pata. Pitia mlango hapa.
Even the son is on.
Yes.
Yeah, he went back to school.
This mzee, I don't want anything to deal with him because his kids abuse me, his sons, and he is a father. He cannot guide them.
No, he's supposed to.
I say no. No. Hiyo I say no. Huyu hata rafiki yako juzi nimempelekea mtoto shule.
Exactly.
How much money did you give me?
Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't. Did you give me any land?
No.
Yes, you just came explain to me, and
you helped me.
And guys, this is a coincidence. I didn't plan this. I didn't plan. Hiyo naangere. Hiyo naangere tata. Anaangere. Because wewe ni baba ya hao watoto.
Lakini mmoja.
Me, I'm saying no. I have to stand firm. Ile mambo ya kunikanyaga mimi watoto nimelisha hapa. Watoto nimewapeleka hata shule, watoto wako nimepeleka wao shule kipindi wanatafuta pesa hapa ya michanga. Mimi mwenyewe pocket money. How many times did I give your son pocket money? And they're abusing me, and you as the father, you cannot guide them.
That you've just watched with Amara now confronting the Mogesi's fathers and the Ernesto's fathers. And there is a revelation in it that is coming away that the Mogesi's father is well aware of what is going on, is well aware of the hatredness, is all aware that the Mogesis and the Ernestos of this world has been profiling iam-Marwa in a bad picture, in a bad light. It's not that he doesn't know, he knows. You remember at one time, Amara is telling us, he had already visited the Mogesi's father and Mogesi's parent to tell them of what is happening. But the continued vexations and profiling iam-Marwa on the bad note, it is having a blessings of these people's parent. That is a well-documented intelligence that is here. It's well known, even in the village, the parents are given them because the money is being sent from abroad and the parents are being given to protect these children. For the children themselves to continue the same trajectory in pacifying iam-Marwa and in vilifying iam-Marwa in a bad light. So it's something that iam-Marwa knows. It's something that even us, we know. Therefore, an act of iam-Marwa telling this vagabond who cannot even take care of the family tells you one thing, that the family themselves also lack morals. It tells you a family that could not even stand on its own. It tells you a family that its social fabric, values and role itself has already been dissipated, it has already worn out because the father itself is a vagabond. The father itself has got not the wherewithal of bringing up a responsible family. Therefore, these are the things that is spoken well too. It points that you are jealous. And this is now what is bringing jitters. You see the iam-Marwas, how they behave, they've gone to school, how the parents themselves are bringing them up. So it's like a day and dark, light and darkness. That's why you'd see them. Because yesterday when I was at JTPodcast there, I would see Ernesto say, oh, poverty is bad. It is not the poverty. It is the mindset. It's how you're brought up because, you might be having a problem with iam-Marwa. So what has got iam-Marwa's parent had to do with the Mogesis and Ernesto and his Gintu of all this world. Because Amara's parent was brought into the picture. I remember at one time Amara was telling me, you better abuse me, but leave my child out, leave my parents out. But the vexation itself or machinations has been continue in the same trajectory. And your parents themselves has got a blessing of such vexation, because such vexations themselves puts milk, puts ugali, and puts food on top of their table. So they know that that negativity sells on their sides. It's not because MRIs are there. We know. We could read your mind. And therefore, what has just happened is justified. You know, I want you to get listened to JTPodcast. Then I will want to distinguish what JT is saying and what is being spoken in this video. Then I will let you to know who is an evil and where the evil lies, and I will let you get to know how these things was planned.
Now you're above. I mean, you don't really consider morals and stuff. No, that's nonsense. That's wrong. Okay. I don't care what the man did. I don't care what Mogesi, what Ernesto have done to Marwa. That is not a reason enough for him to go and embarrass their father like that on camera. What if he switched off the camera and do all he could do to make sense? Just imagine tomorrow Marwa goes on YouTube and find his mother, his father, being embarrassed on camera, whatever that happened. For example, if Strongman 254.
Just because Amara has got an enormous following in the globe, that is YouTube is flourishing, has got a builder that is well built and have it all. This is what is making Amara to be valueless. This is what is making Amara to be so irresponsible with other people's parents. The question is, UDT, how have you ever behaved towards Congress mom and Congress dad? Okay, let's leave Congress mom. Is Congress dad a YouTuber? And how many number of times you've made unprintable kind of remarks and YouTube pacifying Congress dad, things that you don't know, things that you're not aware of. You're in the dark, you don't know. Okay, let's say you, at one point, you are at Aymara's place, you're welcomed. But on that trajectory, you stand or you stood in a podium of hatred so that you could use Aymara's kindness to catapult you to a level that now people are watching you, because negativity sells, because that's the road you've chosen. Aymara has never hindered or cut off your leg. Aymara, what Aymara has done, has just come out and speak about that young man. Be grateful, even if you hate me, but leave my parents out. Well, the information that I want to tell you is, it doesn't matter the moral, whether Aymara is having morals or not, but when it comes to people's parents, my parents, even your parents included, I think you'd go even naked in as far as protecting your parents. So if somebody starts talking about your parents, or if somebody comes to your home attacking your parents, what is it? JT went live, and even people in his comment section was telling JT, let the truth be said. Others were saying, like Hamis official, I dislike Aymara, but the truth is, you can't be abusing my parents in a banana plantation, then you send your parents into my homestead. It will be hell no. That's when you are planning for funerals. That you are planning for grievous things to happen. That's an enemy territory. You just don't walk over there. So what did you expect Aymara to do? You are even following Aymara in his own compound. You make stale content that has a sudden detrimental to Aymara's reputation, then you still follow Aymara up to his bedroom, and you want Aymara to style up. You want Aymara to employ certain parameters of ethical or of ethos that borders the equality. My friend, let me tell you one thing. You do that one to me, you are gone and forever gone. And you'll be brought to finality whatsoever. So iam-Marwa was justified. Well, if you listen to these people, because sometimes they speak Swahili, and sometimes also they're speaking their local dialect, because I comes from the border, we border them. This is Mabera. From Mabera, there is a Migori. So Migori town comes from, it's people from my local dialect. So from that border, that's why if you come to Mabera, there are also the Korean community that also speaks Luo. There are also Luo's people that speaks Korean. So some I understand, some I get to know what they're saying, but even though I cannot speak, but I get them. So in that video, iam-Marwa was speaking and telling this guy Mzee, simply means an old man. I cannot allow you in here. Your children has been abusing me. I've even told you. So which means the Mogese's father is aware of what is going on. It's not that he's not aware. Which means Mogese's father knew that where I'm stepping is a place that my children as assaulted and profiled. I wouldn't be welcome in this one, but it was hell-bent to go. Simply means there's only one objective they wanted to achieve. The Mogese's father was being used to by the children and was being sent by the negative people so that they could come in this YouTube street and rant. They would ever support things that are so negative. That's why Mogese's father was in that place. But iam-Marwa decided to send them away. So it's not that Mogese's father didn't know. He knew. So the problem would be if an attack was along the road, but the scene of all these incidents happened at iam-Marwa compound, which means already Mogese's father had already trespassed. So anything that happens to him at iam-Marwa place is rightly so justifiable, unless it's something not to make him acquire injury, including chasing him, including knowing him that you are not wanted into my compound. So iam-Marwa has got the exclusive right to tell anybody to get out from his compound. That is iam-Marwa's place. You got no right to own it. You got no sense of ownership in that place. If JT wants that kind of exclusive right, you can go and rant into your own home. And that is it. That is it. So we want to connect this, what JT is saying, and with what Gintu is saying. Then you'll see certain kind of similarity. You see that the rant itself couldn't save this man. Then you'll see that everything doesn't happen out of just mere coincidence. Everything is planned, choreographed, and are in conspiracy just to meet a particular kind of objective. And the objective that they wanted to meet has already been plotted.
Who is this person who is thrown out already? It's called Pata Potea. Pasi has nothing to do at the villa right now. And much of the people, they have nothing to do at the villa right now. Because already the Master KG is thinking about, he's the one to handle everything. And they can fire and refire. He's thinking about the villa is something which is very good. I told you that he's thinking about he's the demigod of the village. What he doesn't recognize is just getting, if it could be his own things, talking about, this is the courtesy of this is the courtesy of this one, we could talk about is doing something so good. But an extent is using the same people of the Sabbath day church so that they can just come every time and then come and pick, because right now nobody can go to that kind of a psycholuthanic area. Because there's nothing can happen there. If you go there, you can be beaten at like a Cherokee drama at any time. And already today, we have to understand, he's talking about you want to be purchasing much of the fish. For the real extent of the time is nobody has
philanthropy, a charity that had ever happened at another place. Because he's saying it was a function full of children. That Congress Mom is using people from SDA church to come and get supported, but not the community. So I want to tell people, if people cannot see what iam-Marwa did, and you start come and venting negative sides of it, therefore, no one will even listen to you. Because I want to tell you, as you see in the picture over here, that kind of charity was well superb, and it was done in a manner that it's good. So for people to come and start saying that, people like Gintu, that nothing happened, that people would never dare go. No, people were welcome and they went. And I believe Gintu walked from one home to the other telling people not to turn up. But iam-Marwa had beaten into the games because now iam-Marwa is profiling people directly who are supposed to come into his home. The likes of Gintu, the people who Gintu's and all the lazy gang JT could have sent to that home were all profiled, detected, and serially removed and thrown out into imbloregrio. You know, and that's a fact. So it tells you that this is sending jitters. It tells you that their objectives were never met. When Gintu comes and telling people that, oh, that iam-Marwa wants to be a demigod. In your home, you are a boss. In your home, you could call yourself the king of a lion. So iam-Marwa could as well be a god or a demigod in his own compound because that is his own compound. So Gintu, you could as well be a demigod in the Wajir castle. Because at this moment, we don't care. Because when iam-Marwa was telling you and passing a message to people that at this moment, we don't care. You think iam-Marwa was playing them. You dare step, you'll see things that you haven't seen in this life. Had JT also saying that he could be at iam-Marwa's place anytime. My friend, step so that we see that drama. You want to see it, how it will unfold going forward. So guys, let me know what you think at the comment section. Until next time, this is Cine.